Hi everybody. I'm very disappointed that I can't be out there this week, but I thought that I should say a few words to represent as the eldest grandchild. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Anyway, our third family trip out east, I was 11 years old, and it's the only one that I really remember, and I remember it quite well with very fond memories. I loved that magnificent white house with the red shutters. I remember the veranda that was screened in and how great it was to read a book out there with Grandpa. I also remember his den, and it was a very cozy place to have a nap. I really enjoyed that, that little den. And their grand piano, which we called the grand piano. Anyway, we would sing and dance and bang on the piano and think that we were really good, Paul and I. And of course, Grandma and Grandpa made us feel like stars. So much so that when we went home, we insisted on, well, I insisted on piano lessons and singing lessons. So remember that, Dad? That's where it all started. There was a story I wanted to tell about Grandma with her tea. We would have the afternoon tea, and she would, of course, put out homemade cookies. And I was very proud of my little teacup. It was a special little teacup set, and I loved it. But I was particularly obsessed with something else, and that was her sugar cookies. I adored her sugar cookies, and she knew it. And I guess it was the last night before we were leaving to come back home, I said to Grandma, could I please have a cookie before bed, at bedtime? And she said, oh, we're all out. And I guess I looked pretty disappointed, because if any of you know Grandma, you know the rest of this story. It was 11 at night, and we're in the kitchen whipping up a batch of her famous sugar cookies and oat cakes. But she didn't let me go home empty-handed either. Of course, in the luggage was a fresh batch of cookies going home with me. And on subsequent trips, when I would visit her out west, Grandma would always send me home packing with a batch of her sugar cookies. And Dad, even you were sent home with a batch of sugar cookies to bring to me. Anyway, that's the Grandma Alexina Giovanetti that I knew and loved. You will be missed.